There is a wall at the edge of our solar system. It has no surface. It casts no shadow. You could fly straight through it and feel nothing at all. We were told it was a shield, a calm bubble of solar wind holding back the radiation of the Milky Way. Right now, 3 spacecraft are telling us that picture is wrong. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are already outside it. New Horizons, the probe that photographed Pluto, is on its way there. It woke from its longest hibernation in June, 5.9 billion miles from home, and started listening. And what all 3 describe is not a shield. It is a compression zone, a wall of piled-up matter, denser than anything inside our solar system. And it is not standing still. Here is the measurement that broke the old story. Inside the outer solar system, space is almost perfectly empty. Cross the boundary, and it gets 40 times denser. Stay with that for a second. Denser. On the outside. Everything you were ever taught says space thins out the farther you go. It does not. Our solar system is the empty part. The galaxy is the crowded part. We are not a bubble of matter drifting through a void. We are a void, drifting through matter. And something is holding that void open. To find out what, you have to look at the one thing in the sky you never think about. Because the sun is not just a light. The sun is a leak. Every second it bleeds more than 1 million tons of its own atmosphere into space at close to 1 million miles an hour in every direction at once. That is the solar wind, and it inflates a bubble around us, the heliosphere. Every planet is inside it, every photograph ever taken, every war, every love song, every person who has ever lived. You are inside it right now. You have never been anywhere else. So hold on to this question. If the sun blows outward with everything it has, what exactly is it losing to? New Horizons is flying toward the answer, not the outer skin of the bubble. That is still far beyond it. The first wall, the place where the solar wind slams into the gas between the stars and drops below the speed of sound, like a river hitting a dam. Scientists at the Southwest Research Institute have now done the math on when it gets there. Somewhere between 2029 and 2040. 11 years of uncertainty for a probe whose position we know to the mile. In 1977, we threw 2 bottles into the ocean, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. No shielding for the edge, because nobody knew what the edge was. They flew for 35 years. On August 25, 2012, Voyager 1 crossed the outer boundary. The first human object ever to leave the bubble. And NASA said nothing. For a full year. Because the instrument built to measure the density of space had died back in 1980. They had crossed the most important line in the history of exploration, and they were blind. What saved them was a storm. A wave of plasma thrown out by the sun washed over the spacecraft months later. When a shockwave hits plasma, the electrons ring like a struck bell at a pitch that depends on one thing: how tightly packed they are. Voyager could no longer taste space, but it could still hear it. What it heard was a faint hum, the most important sound humans have ever recorded. And it sounds like a mosquito in a dark room. That pitch gave them the density. 40 times what the bubble contains. Voyager was out. 6 years later, Voyager 2 crossed on a completely different path, this time with a working instrument, and measured the same thing directly. Not a fluke, the shape of our world. Because the heliosphere is not sitting still. The sun is falling around the center of the galaxy at 500,000 miles an hour, dragging every planet behind it, plowing through a thin cloud of interstellar hydrogen. Which means our bubble has a front, a nose, a bow. And in front of that bow, the hydrogen does not move aside. It stacks up. It even has a name: the hydrogen wall. And no, that is not a name somebody invented for a documentary. That is what the physicists call it. New Horizons has been staring at it. Its ultraviolet camera sees a faint glow at the edge of the sky, exactly what a pile of atoms lit from behind would look like. A traffic jam of matter, standing directly in the direction we are traveling. So let me revise the sentence you were taught in school. The edge of the solar system is not where our influence ends, it is where the galaxy stops us. Space does not get emptier when you leave, it gets fuller. We live in the vacuum, the galaxy is the crowd, and that 11-year window is still hanging over all of this, because New Horizons has now measured the wall pushing back. Out past Uranus, the solar wind is already slowing, dragged down by interstellar gas leaking in from outside. Our star is being braked by the galaxy, and we can measure the friction. But that is not the craziest part, because a wall does two things. It keeps you in, and it keeps something out. And what it keeps out is trying very hard to get in. The space between the stars is full of galactic cosmic rays. Atomic nuclei, stripped naked and accelerated to nearly the speed of light by exploding stars. They come from every direction at once, and they never stop. When one hits a strand of DNA, it does not damage it, it cuts it. The heliosphere turns most of them away. The sun's magnetic field, wrapped around us for 11 billion miles, deflects the overwhelming majority long before they reach Earth. And we know exactly how well that shield works, because Voyager walked out from behind it. The moment it crossed, the cosmic ray count climbed, and the sun's own particles collapsed by a factor of 1,000. One line, two completely different universes of radiation, which means every organism that has ever existed on this planet, every cell, every mutation, every branch of the entire tree of life evolved on the sheltered side of that line. Life on Earth did not develop in space. It developed inside a bubble that keeps space out, which is how we finally answer why nobody can name the year. The wall is not a place, it is a balance. Solar wind pushing out, the galaxy pushing in. Where they cancel, the wall stands. When the sun goes loud, the bubble inflates and the wall retreats. When the sun goes quiet, the bubble deflates and the wall falls back toward us. It breathes. That is why nobody can name the year New Horizons crosses, and the researchers admit something stranger still. The spacecraft may cross and find itself inside again, and then outside, more than once. The edge of our solar system could pass over a spacecraft the way a tide passes over a stone. That is what the sun is losing to. Not distance, pressure, and pressure is never constant. So what happens when the pressure rises? The galaxy is not uniform. It has cold, dense clouds, thousands of times thicker than the wisp we drift through tonight, and the sun wanders into them. Some models suggest that during such a passage, the bubble could be crushed, compressed until its boundary sits inside the orbit of Earth. Our planet outside the shield, naked in the galaxy. Because the wall was never ours, we are simply standing behind it. And here is the part that should unsettle you. We always framed it as a cage, something braver people would break through one day. But we already broke through. Voyager did it. Twice. Machines pass straight out. Metal does not care about cosmic rays. The wall does not stop our spacecraft. It stops our biology. Everything we are, the chemistry, the DNA. 4 billion years of slow, patient assembly, all of it is only stable in here. You can send a machine through the wall. You cannot send a person through and expect them to arrive, so the wall is not holding us prisoner. The wall is the reason there is anyone here to be held. The thing standing between us and the stars is the only reason we exist to look at them. Every escape is also an eviction. And then there is what NASA is doing right now. They are switching the Voyagers off, one instrument at a time. The plutonium aboard each spacecraft gives up about 4 fewer watts every year, so engineers choose. This detector lives. That one dies. Now think about the timing. 2 spacecraft, the only 2 objects humanity has ever placed on the far side of the wall. And we are closing their senses, one by one, at the exact moment we discovered that the wall moves. They keep flying anyway, cold, eventually silent. New Horizons is the replacement. One probe aimed at the first wall, arriving no sooner than 2029, and maybe not until 2040. And then, for a long time, nothing. It will take Voyager another 300 years just to reach the inner edge of the Oort cloud. 30,000 more to leave it. It is never coming back. Somewhere ahead of it, hydrogen keeps stacking against the bow of our bubble, atom against atom, pressure against pressure, holding open the shape of the only place where anything has ever been alive. So the next time somebody tells you the solar system has an edge, you will know what to say. It does not have an edge, it has a skin, and it is breathing. Skins can be cut, skins can be crushed. Which means the question was never whether we can get out. We already did. The question is, what is left of us on the day we follow?